Hi, it's Mike from the shore of South Devon. Standing on the point at Corbyn Head, looking over to Torquay and the harbour. The sea is lovely and calm. There is not a breath of wind. In fact, it's pretty mild. It's been a strange sort of day. I came out to look for some marine isopods. I found some. My day has been beset with a few difficulties. My Nikon camera has malfunctioned. I can take photos on it, but it's all the other functions stopped working again. It's a bit annoying. My Olympus camera keeps misting up on the filters. I stupidly filmed something underwater earlier, but left the filters on, which is not a good idea. However, the reason I'm making this little video ad hoc is I'm standing here. I have some cormorants there, just been drying their wings. Now I'm standing here amongst the flood tide, and it struck me how incredible it all is. You can see here the tide is now racing in around me, flooding into the pools, bringing fresh water and oxygen. I'm basically making the pools here come alive, I guess, in some ways, because all the creatures within will now be reacting to the current. I'm going to have to actually walk really through the water now to get to the higher rocks. I've only got my boots on. Coming back to my reason for coming here today, I have indeed found some wee beasties. I found quite a few which appear to be a lot of female dynamine bidentata. I think there's one or two other species as well, but I'm not going to guess at those at the moment. I'm going to have a look at those when I get back. But I have got one or two nice photographs. I have to say though, it does take a bit of dedication to go out and find them, because you do need a bit of equipment. They're not always easy to find, and they are usually very small. In fact, I think probably the largest ones I found today have probably been less than 3mm long. But when you see them through your hand lens or actually through the camera, highly magnified, they are just stunning animals. They're quite beautiful. I've just filmed I've just taken some photos and filmed a bidentata, and it was beautiful red colour with green dots. So I'll put some pictures up later. There's a crow right in front of me. It looks like it's got a starfish it's now tucking into, having a peck at. I was feeding some earlier with tiny crisp fragments from my crisp packet, and what amazed me was absolutely incredible eyesight. I mean, you're talking about tiny pieces of crisp. I just emptied onto the rack here. I mean, tiny pieces, and yet the bird was able to see it and come over and take it. Absolutely amazing. So, just showing the flood tide now. It's coming in quite rapidly because this part of the site is pretty flat. In fact, the whole site is pretty flat, but so you have to be careful. But I know it well enough to know when to leave certain areas of it. So the sea is reclaiming the shore. As I say, it's one of those lovely days here actually. Despite the very busy road over there, the traffic speeding along, just within about 50 metres of that busy road, I was watching earlier heron feeding, egrets, and of course the gulls. I guess the birds here are are fairly kind of used to it. Become a bit desensitized to the human activity. But I just have this, despite this busy road over there, I do have a sense of serenity, that I'm just here with the sea flooding in around my feet, and there's so much life around me. The life right in front of me now in these pools, in the seaweeds, the birds. It's incredible. It's just incredible diversity. Well, particularly at this place, it's probably the most diverse shore I know, and I hope people look after it, which is not always the case, unfortunately. But this time of the year, things are settled down. You don't get large groups of people out here turning over stones and leaving them, for instance. So the shore seems to settle down again, and it'll be like this now for a few months until obviously next spring, when things become alive again. But there is something very beautiful here right now. So just to finish off with what Rachel Carson said, her famous quote, the opening sentence in the wonderful, wonderful book, The Seas Around Us. The first sentence was, "The sea is a strange and beautiful place." Sorry, I got that wrong, actually. The edge of the sea, I should know it. The edge of the sea is a strange and beautiful place, and indeed it is. I've been coming here for years, and I probably know every inch of it, but I still wonder at what I find, particularly the small creatures that I've been looking at today. So this is just a little appreciation of how wonderful shores are. So I can still see the crow now tucking in over there right in front of me. I don't know if you can see it on here. I'm not going to focus in on the camera, but I've got life all around me. There's lots of activity, so I feel very kind of privileged to be here and just be part of it, in a sense, just admiring it. So I'm going to wander off before I do get stranded, and thanks for listening and maybe watching. Bye for now.